Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the meta report for 3v3 season 55. We have 1 week in the books, and I'm looking at the stats, defensive stats, and all that. I'm actually going to use my glasses for this one. And I actually bought GAC Insight just to do this. I'm not going to look at Insight with every team because it will take a lot longer, but I will dive into that if I think it's going to be expedient. So right here, I'm just looking at the highest hold rates among all defenses in GAC. There's 1.31 million GAC battles analyzed, so pretty good sample size. And just what I expected from my last match, Queen Amidala, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan is by far and away the best defensive team right now. 47% hold rate, and how many of those wins are just Jedi Master Kenobi teams that people are saving? Also, Reva is seeing an improvement. Well, I don't know what it was last season, but she's higher than I think she was last season, and that might be because Bane Datacron's gone, so not as much of a safe thing anymore. I don't know. A couple of reasons. I was always using a set 14 Quran to counter her, even when I use Jabba, just because I was sorting by protection. I don't have a ton of those yet, so maybe that's the reason. Leia, I noted this in one of my first battles, my first battle actually, that this is not a bad defensive team. Like, people got used to Bane crushing this team with the Datacron. Not so anymore. It's not going to be quite easy. Tuskens, I mean, this has always been a strong 3v3 defensive team, but number 4 in hold rate. JMK, awesome team. I think people don't underestimate it as much. They just know what they're dealing with. Rey's up there. Starkiller is actually higher than I thought. Kind of the classic lineup with Mara Jade and Starkiller. Got Traya up there. Different Rey squad, different JMK squad with GK instead of Padme. The Rex team, definitely a very solid team. We're going to be looking at what was working and not working against most of these teams. Then you go on down the line, you get to a ton of teams that are around 20%, and that really drops off towards the bottom. So not always massive hold rates. So let's look here. So this is just sorted by the most common defensive teams. I'll go through it that way. Because I can't really sort. I'm still figuring out JC Insights. I have a few pulled up. I can just start with those. So the Queen Amidala team is going to take a while to get down to. So I have it pulled up right now, filtered for Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. And I have it filtered for just Kyber 1. And they have the together as one Datacron on defense. So that's all I'm filtering. I didn't filter the attacking teams. And for scene, the most popular option has been Bane with set, and it's it's not bad, 73%, but still not incredible. I mean, only other things above that are JMK is a slam dunk, and then this is where I really messed up, and I started to regret it in my last match. I used Bane lead with C because that worked well for me when I did something. I think I did beat Gungans with it, but I should have done C lead Bane, because if we add Bane and then Sith Eternal, 25% win rate. So only 1 out of 4 people won that. So not too pretty. And Bane is C without Bane, also terrible. Traya has a little bit of a prayer. Slicker having a hard time, and that's with First Order Special Forces. Without that, he really falls off. So yeah, and I mean JML, we saw him get slaughtered on my team. Malik's not really doing much. I think the key is, someone pointed out in a comment, you want the add-on to die to give Bane the stat boost. And that's where I went wrong, putting C in the second slot. We have some truly abysmal rates. We got a bunch of zeros, 10s, 20s. So a really scary team. You got to be looking at JMK or a variation of Bane. C lead Bane. But this is probably one of the best things to save your JMK for. The other thing you want to look at is save your JMK for is another JMK. So the mirror is also, it's not super safe. You need a faster cat. It works better. What did I filter here? So I want to remove that. So we have, because I was filtering just for the new set, but with the old set, 92% win rate when we have Padme. Without Padme, Still fine, 87%. But the key, again, is faster Padme. I could, like, expand this, look at individual instances and see which one's lost, but that might take a while. So let's remove the filter on JMK. Slicker, also a good option. I was in that 5.25% that lost one of these. So it's not always going to win. That's not 100, unless it's 100%. Even if it is 100%, you could be the one that loses it. But yeah, so Slicker or JMK, if your cat is faster. Leia, not great, 47%, gosh. So like those two, the Queen Amidala team and JMK team are just juggernauts. And, you know, some brave souls used Bane to try and take it out. Malicos is a high targeting priority, but did not work out very well. Without that Datacron, you don't have the like disposable cannon fodder of the Sith Trooper. I don't think it's an option. Rey, this is something though to keep in mind. So I'm not filtering by any Datacron site set for the attacking team, but Rey with Ben is on all these teams, and then Cal is a successful one. It's really high win rate. So actually, I am going to be taking my Rey on offense to handle JMK. Probably save JMK for Queen Amidala. And I kind of want to break this down a little bit more. So this one is 95%, which is the one that lost. So let's see that losing one. So the losing one was using this set. It was damage reduction, which didn't actually help them. And they didn't have great stats. But most of these that are seeing, I want to look for the purple one. So this one, the support, I guess Cal is juicing up the team a little bit through that support. But a lot of these are just set 15, so just the bulk. So that's a great option. Let me see the Hoda. So Hoda has the attacker thing for that one. Then a bunch of set 15s, but not too many instances. But I think that is very useful intel. Rey might be a good option on offense. Because also let's look at Rey on defense. I filtered for Ben, and I think I filtered for Cal, but let's take off the Cal filter and see how everything's working from there. So this is my choice team, the Smash Bros, as I call it, with Starkiller and Malicos. Almost approaching 100%, 98.88%. They're just smashing it. Not as good against Cal, but still pretty good. And the Emperor Palpatine team, that's something I actually want to look at. So Palpatine, 81.28%. This is just a standard lineup. Let's do Cal, because I think Cal makes it a harder time. So 81.28% there. And if we change the Datacron set they're using, oh, I have it filtered for the attacking Datacron set. So without any filter, 84%, 890 battles, and we saw the 81% for the orange one. This one, less battles, 88.92, so a little bit higher, a lot of battles. Let's see what we're having. Yeah, the bonus true damage is probably going to be the commonality here that we're seeing, and I'm seeing that a lot. So that's going to be a big deal. It might be viable to try just standard Starkiller versus Rey. I mean, 89%, and then you have your Malicos team. So that's definitely worth checking out. We still have it filtered by the new sets. Leia is crushing it. Amir is crushing it. JML is struggling. Lord Vader is, well, there's only a few battles. Let me take off this Datacron filter so we just have everything shown here. Bane, yeah, I'm not feeling safe with Bane unless you have that old Datacron that's gone. So like I don't really like Bane versus Rey now. Slicker with its special forces is working well. C Bane, not even. What else here? So JMK seems pretty safe. Or not. So that's not totally safe. And that actually bodes well for the reverse. So that's another good indicator that Rey's going to be good against JMK. That he is having trouble against her when she's on defense. Jabba, not really super safe. And we're down to like really small instances of battle. So I'm going to move out from that. And move on to this counters page now. So some of these have really high win rates against them, so they're not as much of a focus anymore. So for Malgus, I'm going to filter by Malik and Arthur, because that's probably the strongest team. Sort by scene, just win. C fodder, gas can do it. Some JMKs in there. C solo, Jabba. So a lot of overkills. C Jedi Knight Luke actually has a decent win right there. It's interesting. But I'm not seeing like. So this is sort by scene. So among the popular choices people are making, not a ton of losses. So that kind of supports. Oh, except Jedi Knight Cal under Bastille not doing so well. 39%. So this one not as interesting to me with Malgus. Qui-Gon though, he's always kind of a lingering problem. I'm gonna filter by Jedi Anakin and Kitty Mundi, and then scene. So Bad Batch, I would not feel comfortable trying that. 57%. It's interesting. Grand Inquisitor lead with Night Sister, probably the Datacron. I'm not gonna dive into the insight for this one because it's not a huge focus for me. I'm gonna focus on like the key things like Gungans or what I already looked at. The Newt still, a fighting chance. Dark Trooper Moff Gideon actually looks very safe there. So that's actually might be a key go-to. So Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, if you don't have Night Trooper, probably saving it for Qui-Gon, because I do think we're seeing Qui-Gon a lot. I mean, he's one of the most popular sets. Getting soloed still by Galactic Legends because they turn off the Omicron. Wampa, not so great. CLS much better with 3PO Chewie and 3PO than his other two best buddies. Bo-Katan's pulling it off easily. Yeah, not too. It's weird that Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is a bargain, but he seems like probably one of the cheaper options. Now Jabba, this is an interesting one because to me the safest routes have always been Slicker and JMK, but they're in extremely high demand. And that's what I'm seeing up here. Aphra, 14%. Leia, better, 75%, but not super safe. Night Sisters, that's always kind of like a long shot to win, and you just get it down to Jabba. That's what you're aiming most of the time. Starkiller, it's something, but 45% wouldn't make me feel safe. And then Reva, that's also not super safe. So Jabba, definitely a decent defensive option. He was last season too, I think, but maybe Bane was manhandling him. But yeah, not super great option. Just kind of like Leia, like she kind of sneaks back up on you. You get used to, when they come out, they're amazing on defense, and then there's some options with certain sets, and then they kind of fall off. So Jabba definitely looking strong. Finn Zori. So a lot of people probably left Holdo there from last season, just forgot to switch it off. That's going to be a lot easier to beat. I'm not going to worry about that. Let's filter by Resistance Hero, Finn, and Zori. And then scene. Aphra. That's what I've been using. It's back up there. Pretty good. Not like slam dunk safe. Slam dunk safe is more traditional Starkiller lineup. And a lot of these are falling off. Malgus looking pretty good. Dash on Chewie is an outside option. Maul crushing it. Traya crushing it. Revan still pretty good. Better than Aphra even. But for some reason I'd feel less safe. Jawa slam dunk. Bane slam dunk. JML. So a lot of these typical ones. Wampa not panning out for the most part. Malicos, ripping her to shreds. Gas, ooh, that's not a great win rate from Gas, but it is Arc and Echo. Well, all of them are pretty bad, so. JML crushing it. What do we have down here? So I'd say, Aphra or Jedi Knight Revan are probably good go-tos for this, or Malgus, if you want to run it, but it's not a joke of a team. It's just not like the dominant force it was last season. Lord Vader. Might pop into insights for this one. Yeah, so let's pop an insight. Filter by Maul for sure. And then kind of leave it up to whatever after that. Bo-Katan is being commonly used and with great success. Strongest win right here with Bo-Katan. Oh, bam. That's leading to 95%. Leia, really strong against Lord Vader. I didn't face any Lord Vaders in the first round, so I think might be time to take it off defense. And wow, Fennec was actually over 50%. That's high for her. JML, not quite panning out, but the lineup I like is Cal and Revan, and it's kind of middling. Let's get rid of these guys. Bane, still dominating, over 90%. A lot of those are with Royal Guard. But Bo, yeah, Bo just crushing it. Let me filter by Thrawn. Typically, that is a higher hold rate. And yeah, it looks like it. But again, bam, that makes it 95%. And 7,000 battles here. So let me change the defensive datacron. How many are using... Oh, how many are using this one? I thought it would still be a lot using set 15. 77%. 14%. So how are they making it hard for JMK is what I'm kind of wondering. Let's check that out. So let's find some losses. Sort by skill rating. That's probably embarrassing. So the protection up. That's one of the losses. Tank revive. Some defense. Protection up, and then the support thing. Protection up. Protection up. Okay, I'm starting to see the pattern. So protection up. I mean, obviously it's going to be helpful for Lord Vader, but that's giving JMK a hard time actually getting the kills. Yeah, get back to this. Overall, Bane having a little bit harder of a time. Slicker doesn't seem to be having any issues. Bo-Katan. Don't bring in Paz and Mando. So IG-12 and Grogu, definitely the safer bet there. Okay, so that's enough for Lord Vader. Let's look at Leia. And I'm probably going to want to sort by insight here as well. So Bane, yeah, Bane, like I said, I speculated this. Bane not good against Leia anymore. Like, that was a stretch before the Datacron. Now it's gone. Not a safe bet anymore. Slicker. Special Forces pretty safe, otherwise not crazy good. What else? Reva's pretty good, 89%. JMK struggles even though it's hard to do the reverse. Leia against JMK. Even more of a struggle without the Padme Cron, looks like. And just generally not a lot of options. So let me look at this in Insight and look at... So we got 37.9 thousand battles with both sets. Well, let's just do Division 1. 5,372. And I forgot to toggle that off for some other thing. So a lot less for this one. But when we look at it, win rate was 57.55% before with both. And it dropped by 10 once you add this set. So this is definitely a boon for it. Bane's even worse. Slicker's even having a little bit harder of a time. Reva's better, seems like. Mirror, pretty good odds for a mirror. Let me look at JMK. And then analyze these battles. Which ones were the ones losing? So that wordy level 6 for tanks has been reputed as pretty strong on her. And actually bugged. I need to not sort by banners because that will show all wins. So yeah, that's one of the losses, is the tanky one. Yeah, that tanky one. Grit. It's interesting. But they didn't lose anything. Tanky one. The tanky one. That one seems a little odd. Maybe the riposte helped. Huh. So I don't know. I mean, the tanky level 6 from the new set, probably the strongest for Leia. But, you know, can't say for sure, Grievous, I'll do a non-insight look at him. See what we're getting. So I'm more interested in what happens with Stap. And Wampus, yeah, Wampus crushing. So maybe Grievous not that great on defense. Dash on Chewie crushing. A lot of these are pretty cheap teams. Night Sisters. Okay, not so great Grievous. Iden, I have a feeling it's just going to be Radis slaughtering. Still. Oh, Wampa. Okay. I want to do the insight actually for this, even though it's more of a minor team. So just Division 1 and defending 1,000 of these battles. What's the defending primary? Okay, yeah, Iden. Oh, okay, yeah. I'll just sort by that, and 78% win rate. Yeah, Wampa not working on that. Radis having a hard time too. Okay, so that is more of a legit one. But they have a hard time against range. Like, once you add a tank in there, it goes way up for Radis, is what it seems like to me. But Death Trooper and range, definitely a good chance to lose with Wampa. Let me see if they actually have a Wampa Datacron. And primary. Let's do that recovery. Still not great? I don't know. Okay, interesting. Reva, this is a big one. She's very strong right now. And the lineup that had the best hold rate was the standard Grand Inquisitor 7th. 17% win rate from Traya. 17. Okay, Bane's still crushing her. Okay, so that's good use for Bane. C having a hard time. Malgus having a really hard time. Jabba, which I've been using, maybe not a great idea. But Bane still crushes her. Bo-Katan not having too bad of a time. And I'm not going to do insight because I'm just assuming that if 9 isn't there, they're using the wordy level 6 and the third sister level 9. So Malicos can get it done. JMK can get it done. C and Bane can get it done. But yeah, that's overkill. Yeah, Leia gets crushed 20%. Slicker even getting crushed. Wow. So that kryptonite for Slicker. Still need to look at him later. Gungans are crushing them. Still need to look at Gungans later. Don't do Phoenix in 3v3. So yeah, Reva is doing really good. Skipping Mon Mothma and Profundity Man and Moratis because they're not really significant. Fives and Rex. This is a pretty tough defense. Darth Revan trio 98%. Malgus 99%. Gas, I mean, I'd hope that would win. Gas, Qui-Gon Jinn is up there. Bo-Katan, Starkiller. Terrible win rate from CLS. Don't try that. 6%. JML pretty much crushing it. Reva crushing. Traya having a hard time. That's interesting. I guess they can Rexolate Savage eventually. No matter how tanky he is. That was me signing up for it. Yeah, Leia crushing it. Aphra having a hard time. So yeah, unless you use something really strong, like Malicos has it wrapped up. But you gotta use one of those A tier, like non-GL teams, or S tier. I think Darth Revan trio with Malik and Bastel is pretty good. And then you could have Bane or Malgus for something else. But yeah, Rex, not bad. Dash, I don't think he's doing that well. So we see a lot. So Dash, Hunt and Chewie is what I use. So Veteran Smuggler or Vandor Chewbacca as a Datacron, but it's not exactly the most impactful thing. So let's just sort by Hunt and Chewie. I mean, it's getting some holds. When people try a mirror, it doesn't work out super well. CLS not great. Darth Revan's kind of crushing them. GL, Aphra has a hard time. JarJar Moff Gideon's crushing them. Probably because they are all about get out fast, like wham bam, thank you ma'am. Like if they get someone down, then you're in a bad spot. But with this team, it's like Night Sisters. They just come back. Wampa's a no-go, 1%. Bo's pretty good. Bad Batch, not so much. Radis is an option. Malik's kind of an option on his own, but Padme and Ahsoka. GK, not bad. Okay. Man, what are we looking at? Just skip them. I should look at Palpatine. So these two. And I'll do Insight. 68.57% win rate. Let's do Division 1. 76% win rate. Not a ton of battles. So maybe I'll add Kyber 2. 10,000. Man, that went up so much. There's a lot more people in Kyber 2 than Kyber 1, just so you know. 71.3% win rate. Defending Datacron. I want to see how the impact of this is. 68%. So it went down a little bit. And let's add the this one. I'm learning how to use Insight even as I go, so we got that one. Not a ton of battles. Okay, Reva's still crushing that one. C, man, lost like 3 times out of 12. Traya not a slam dunk. Mir not a slam dunk. CLS getting crushed. GLs of course are crushing it. Yeah, not too much info for that one. Let me change this to like a repost. Yeah, still not much data to go off of. So I'll remove that. Remove that and together as one. Still high win rate. But Traya's not that successful. Wampa, wow, I'm surprised Wampa's even that high. But I guess he has his own Datacron now. Jabba crushing it. I mean, there's not really any cheap options standing out to me. So this is worth consideration on defense. Palp, Marjade, and Starkiller. Man, even Seer is only 50% against it. Wow. 10% win rate from Bo-Katan. Wow. Yeah, so that's no joke. That's pretty solid. CLS, I'm worried. What else see here? That'll just be easy. Yeah, Dash on Chewie, Iden. Slam dunk from Revan, Traya. Savage Solo pretty good even. Tuskens, I guess some people are breaking Tuskens on offense. JarJar off Gideon crushing it. Bo crushing them. Man, even Phoenix 3v3. So this isn't really that strong of a defensive team right now, I would say. Newt skipping it. Already looked at JMK. Skipping Bosk, Phasma. Already looked at Queen Amidala. I'm going to skip Padme. I haven't seen too much of her. Let's look at Seer. Killer and Beck. Gungans. Starkiller off Gideon. Man, how is Traya so far down? I guess people really feel like they need to use Traya. So I still got a lot to look at. Malicos. Traya's an option. Video when Crew's there, not really working as well. So I guess the kind of the defensive lineup is Crew. Malgus takes him out though. Traya has a hard time. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess Malgus is good no matter what with this. Yeah, but Traya's bad on it. Yeah, Malicos on defense, still pretty strong as long as you add Crew in there. Yeah, okay. Enough of that. Man, my mouth is tired. But we keep going. Actually, I gotta skip Killer back. He's 87%. Gungan's 79% win rate. That's kind of surprising. I'm most interested in JarJar. So where's Mr. Binks? There he is. And whatever lineup is fine. Most common is Phalanx. Traya 77%, pretty strong. Leia crushed it at 92. Bo, iffy 45. Savage lead with Traya and no Nihilist. Talon, surprisingly a lot higher. But I guess, Savage gets the damage done. The Annihilate's not necessarily that important. And you're generating turn meter because you have to hit Savage. But this one's still 90%. That's with no tank. So it goes, when there's no tank, it goes up to 90% for Traya lead. Bane, not necessarily that smooth, but better with the tanks than Bar Trooper. Padme lead is actually pretty solid, which is interesting. The best one is GK and Ahsoka, but that's when there's no tank. If there is a tank, the best one is Shakti. Guess that's more room for counterattacks. Not going to do Insight because everyone's using the Gungan Krons. Bow is better when there's no tank. Not a huge surprise. Something else in Insight. People tell me what I should be looking at more in Insight for the next time around. I'm still learning. Like, not really filtering too much by Omicrons for a lot of the ones I've looked at. Yeah, we're looking at a lot of GLs. Bane. Oh, Bane with Dooku. That's interesting. Well, they kill Separatists faster, I think. Maul not be doing so great. But Traya, Traya or Savage lead looking like some of the best options. And then if there's no tank, Bo-Katan Mandalore. Leia is good on any of those. JarJar Moff Gideon, I want to look at Night Trooper. Because that thing is scary. There's not too many of them. There it is, that guy. I faced Scout. So Win looks like Jabba's doing well. Malgus. So I won one of these and I lost one of these. And they just crushed my Darth Revan, the Knight's Trooper. Just AoE and crushed me to oblivion. I tried Radis and failed miserably. I came really close to popping Radis's mini ult there, but didn't work. Darth Revan lead is also viable because you can get the death mark. Java's looking safe. Leia's pretty good. Reva's very safe. Not a ton of affordable options here for this one. JMK is there. C. Yeah, this is a there's not a ton of instances because it's literally only whales have this right now, but they got the cron with it too, so it's tough. So if you see this, like just be ready for it. It's a strong team. Actually not gonna look at Maul. Let me see General Skywalker. So if you have Echo and Arc, I'm guessing it's a lot worse. Hold rate. But you know, we had Maul's pretty, not really cheap, but I mean he requires something. That's for sure. He requires something. Let's do 5s and Rex. Starkiller's getting it done. Mirror having a hard time. Wampa, not really an good option. Bo, just got a shot, but not an easy one. JML's a pretty easy Galactic Legend counter for gas, and it's like, what else are you using JML on? You know, Lord Vader's soloing. I would imagine that's because of the protection up. So let me look at that. Lord Vader's solo. Or not. Yeah, no, it's just working no matter what you throw on there. Huh, weird. Okay, not too many. Okay, Traya, Tuskens I want to look at. Trench. And then I'm getting tired of looking at stuff. Savage and Nihilus, sorted by scene. GLs. Mirror, gas, but those aren't that safe. This is a really strong defensive team. Darth Revan, 70%. Yeah, Bane. I mean, this is like top tier defense still. People feel like they needed a lot on offense, and with Gungans out there, I don't blame them, but this is still like a top tier defensive team. Reva having a hard time. People are trying to get me. That's not working. Okay, yeah, Darth Traya, don't mess with it. Tusken Chieftain. And we want Warrior and Raider. We don't want Boba Fett side of Django because he's way easier to deal with. Gas is pretty good. Traya, that's what I was using when I saw it. Wampa, no. Bounty Hunters, no. Galactic Legends, but like 9% of the time Lord Vader's losing when solo. Jabba works. The Jedi, so that's interesting. I guess you probably take out the leader and warrior, and then you can get through. Maybe Cal ramp stuff, but that's actually a really good option. Revan, Cal, and Jolie, 94%. Bane, of course, is crushing it. Same with Leia. Troopers are no. Malicos, pretty good. I mean, he prevents revive, so he definitely has what you want there. Radis, not really working out. Okay. Trench, and this I will use Insight. Have you an Insight? So I wanted to do one specific lineup that I've been using. It was Newt and Watt with this one, and I got a couple holds with it. So people try Aphra there, 27%. I wonder if one of these was mine. Oh, it just has the number. What is my like? Because I definitely got a couple holds. I'm 481. Yeah, but I've been getting a lot of holds on Aphra. It's getting holds on Maul. Traya's not doing anything. Dash on Chewie. Well, that's getting holds. CLS is taking it out. But yeah, this is something I think people were underestimating. Too many things. Slicker, maybe. Aphra actually had. Look at Aphra and Slicker, and that's it. Don't want to be here all day. Aphra actually had a pretty good defensive win rate. But Dash on Chewie is kind of the and CLS on Chewie, they're kind of classic, and they're pretty high win rates. So I don't know, never mind. That's not as interesting because those are the go-tos. Then Slicker. Wow, a lot of people trying JML and failing. Like a lot. People trying JMK and failing. What do people win with? JMK with Padme. Okay, let's look at Insight. 13,000 battles. Here's 7.4. Let's sort by the attacking Datacron set. So the purple one, is it going better with purple? 53.96 win rate with the purple. And 60% with the gold or the orange. What is even good? I got it done with a Bane. A Bane Sithembar Trooper, so one of the 78%. But nothing's really that safe here. Wow. Yeah, nothing is super safe. Bane looks to be the best, and then JMK. But oh, that's a color run. Let's do Hux in there. Bane. 98%. Yeah, I mean, he's still decent. Bane is. Yeah, I mean, really tough on defense in 3v3. I mean, I killed it with Bane, so I thought like it'd be more of a pusher, but I don't think so. Yeah, that's it for this one. There's been a lot to digest, and you know, it takes a while. So I hope this helps for the second week of GAC for all you guys, especially setting your defenses and such. It's definitely going to help me out. Just looking at all this. So, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see everyone later.